Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Comic Book Users. Welcome to another episode of the show alongside everyone's favorite unknown comic.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Mr. Wild Bill is here.
How you doing, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Users. We're going to do an interesting topic today.
Yeah.
Comic book babes.
That's right. We had a request from one of our loyal viewers that said, when are you guys going to do an episode all on the babes? And
He said Marvel babes.
He said Marvel babes. We're going to get comic book babes because I've got a couple non-Marvels here. But I think it's a cool episode. We've talked about some of the women in the past, but we haven't done a whole episode that kind of encompasses all the women and our favorites.
And I took his question literally. I didn't go to DC.
Yeah,
So I stayed in Marvel.
I did.
Can always come back for another one.
Can always come back for another one. But I have a couple DC and something else.
So I told Pete last night in a text, why don't we do like favorites and not so favorites and then whatever. So I kind of went all over the place with the Marvel babes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off with my favorites. I don't know what Pete's going to start off with, but
I picked out my 10 favorites and
Okay.
then I'll talk about my
So why don't you
least
go
favorite.
first? Because I didn't pick 10 favorites.
No? What did you pick,
I did like
50?
No, I did like 5.
Okay.
I have so many comics here for babes because a couple I picked a few issues, like to show them off, like not just one book.
Okay.
So that's why my stack is kind of thick.
Okay, so I'll run through my list. Why don't we do this? Why don't we do...
Back and forth. Why don't you do two and I'll do one? So I'll catch
Okay,
up to
that's
you.
fine. Okay.
So go ahead.
And these aren't in any order, right? But these are probably my favorites. And I think we have to preface favorites with they're cool. We like reading stories with them. They kick ass. And they're kind of hot, too, right?
Yeah.
They got to be hot, I would
Nice
think.
curves.
Right? Yes, nice curves. And who has better curves in all of comicdom than Red Sonja? I mean, come on. Running around in this scantily clad little outfit, right? I mean, they wouldn't do something like this today. But back in the 70s, in the late 70s, this was what, 1970?
That's 75?
Yeah, right?
Maybe early 76.
I mean, as a young kid, I was kind of like, woo, Red Sonja, look how cool she is, right? And she kicks ass. She's basically Conan, but a woman.
Female version of
Female
Conan.
version of Conan, created by Robert E. Howard. So Red Sonja's got to be on this list. And then you got to have, just because she's big, she's strong, she's green, she's kind of sexy, She-Hulk. Got to have She-Hulk, right? I've always thought that I never thought her like alter ego, her the real Jennifer Walters, right? Jennifer Walters,
Yeah.
Jennifer something or other. Yeah, I think Walters.
Bruce Banner's cousin.
Yeah, exactly, Jennifer. She's not all that hot, but once she turns into She-Hulk, pretty hot. Whereas like Bruce Banner, normal looking, Hulk, big and ugly. Well,
Yeah.
She-Hulk, not so ugly. And they put her
And
in
she
lot
has
of
a
hot-
brain.
She's got a brain. She's smart, and she dresses up in hot outfits all the time.
Wasn't
so,
she an attorney?
Yes, she was. Yeah, she was. So those are my first two. So we'll have. Bill.
To answer his question, who looks hot? Black Widow.
Yes, she does.
She's got the curves.
Yes, she does.
She's not a barbarian, but she kicks ass.
And this outfit is the best because if you go and look at like
her original.
her original costume is horrific and nothing sexy about that. But yeah,
What's
they finally
also
figured it
cool
out.
is they had her as a love interest for Daredevil, and the bitch was always in trouble.
Yeah.
So she always had problems, and so I brought that out. And Daredevil always had to bail her out. So she was also not only kick ass, but it was also vulnerable at the same time.
Yeah.
Which
She's
is pretty
good.
cool.
She had a mean streak in her. She was
Yes.
good.
Russian Natasha.
There you go.
So I went with Black Widow. Again, no particular order, but I kind of put her as, I guess, one of my top 5s.
There you go. All right, you want me to go too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You got 2 more?
All right, so I really like this chick. I think she was a little bit underused in the history of Marvel, but I'm going to go with the Lady Sif from Thor. And this is actually the first ever cover appearance of Lady Sif. This is a pretty pricey little book with a nice little... Someone got hungry and took a little chunk out.
Oh, the dog ate it.
Dog ate the little corner here. But yeah, so this is, as you can see...
What's that, number 129?
This is 139.
139.
Lady Sif, she was kick-ass. I think one of my favorite issues, I should have brought that one, but one of my favorite issues with her is when him, otherwise known as a very young Adam Warlock, took a liking, comes out of the cocoon, and decides he wants Lady Sif as his mate, and Thor is like, So here they are fighting over Lady Sif, but I think Lady Sif is totally awesome. I always really liked her a lot, so that's my next one. And then I'm going to echo what you just said. Black Widow. Hell yeah. Love Black Widow. She's awesome. I think she's got attitude. She's got lots of piss and vinegar. She's a good fighter. Yeah, she's not all that powerful. She does get into trouble, trouble with villains a lot.
She gets in a jam.
Yeah, but still, she's good, and she's a good leader. I think she really came into her own as a character in the Champions. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Black Widow as well on my list.
I don't know if she's a hero or a villain, but how about Medusa?
Well, she was a villain at first, and then she's a hero. So yeah.
So Medusa, she was a formidable foe, not only for Spider-Man, but she was part of the Inhumans.
Yep. Part-time member of the Fantastic Four for a while. Yeah.
Yep. And she fought the Fantastic Four a few times as well.
She was the original member of the Frightful Four. Yeah.
So I went with Medusa.
That's a good call there.
All right, so you're next.
All right, well, Fantastic Four, Medusa. How about, speaking of Medusa, she's on this cover too, but I went with Thundra. Thundra, also a member of the Frightful Four. She basically took Medusa's place in the Frightful Four, and she is probably one of the most powerful women villains. She's kind of like an anti-hero, I guess. I don't know. They kind of forgot about her for a while. Like, we saw her a lot in, like, the early, mid-'70s, and then you just didn't hear much from her anymore. Of course, she had a crush on Ben Grimm.
She had a thing for the Thing.
Although, what's wrong with her eyes? Because, I don't know. I mean, the Thing is awesome, but, if you're a woman, why would you be in love with this guy? He's a big pile of orange rocks. I don't know.
Some women just go for personality.
I guess, or because he's so powerful. I don't know. Because, Ben is kind of a cool dude, right? Yeah, he is. But Thundra, really cool. She's big, tall, kind of Amazonian, kind of strawberry blonde hair, and kind of interesting outfit, and she always swung that chain, and she was pretty tough. So, yeah. Thundra is next on my list. And you gotta have Mary Jane Watson. I mean, I love MJ. I could care less about Gwen Stacy. MJ is the cool chick in Peter Parker's life. She is just such a cool, and she's got this kind of 60s kind of hip, kind of flower power, just vibe about her. And she's a hot redhead, right? So
yeah.
I had to include MJ in this list. So
I went with Elektra. First appearance of Elektra. Daredevil's new love interest.
Yeah, well, he's eventually. No Karen Page?
I went with Elektra. Frank Miller. Okay. Couple other. Here's another Elektra sample. Again, Frank Miller. I think she first appeared in 1980.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it. She came pretty late in the whole...
What if Elektra lived?
Yeah.
What if... Elektra. So I went with Elektra.
Great assassin, right? Trained assassin. Yeah.
I like that part.
All right, so Scarlet Witch. It's funny, I almost did not pick her because I think I really disliked the Scarlet Witch character very early on in the Avengers. I thought she was just whiny and just weak and whatever. But they really did a nice job of turning her character around in the 70s, and she became a very, very powerful hero. And, one of the, obviously, a mutant who never really spent any time in the X-Men. She just was an Avenger for many, many years, and a very powerful member of the Avengers. So, yeah, I went with... Wanda Maximoff, right? And then I got lazy. I was going to grab an issue of her own, but I figured she was in one of these. So Ms. Marvel, Carol Danvers, in one of her later suits. I think I like the early suit a little bit better. Yeah, because it's a little more revealing, right? But this is still pretty cool too. I thought Ms. Marvel was pretty cool and very powerful too. And she worked at the Daily Bugle, sort of, right? She worked for J. Jonah Jameson. She was doing like this magazine type thing for him for a while. But she was a member of the Avengers on and off for quite a bit in the late 70s, early 80s. So this is issue number 200, actually. Yeah. This is when she was a part of the Avengers. But yeah, Ms. Marvel, pretty cool character.
And as you know, Pete and I never collaborate before we tape these, so I don't know what he picked, and he doesn't know what I picked. So I picked Valkyrie.
I almost did as well. Yeah, I'm glad you did because she needed to be mentioned here today.
Yeah, she's a superpower Amazon. Even though she's Asgardian, she's as badass as an Amazon.
Yeah.
And I say that because she only fights men. Right? Amazons only fight men.
Yeah.
Valkyrie with her sword and her horse, Pegasus horse.
Yeah.
So I went with Valkyrie.
Very powerful too. One of the most powerful that we're going to talk about today. I think one of them, I should say.
So, do you have any more top 10 ladies?
I do. Yeah, I'll finish out my. Yeah, I have two more. Yeah. Well, actually, I have three more. You still have a big stack, so let me just do one right here.
Go ahead.
I'm sure. Well, it's actually not going to come up for you because you only picked Marvel, but I'm going to go with Catwoman, who's right there. You got Harley Quinn here too. I'm not a huge fan of Harley Quinn, but Catwoman Absolutely, and I think I picked Hush here because I think she just looks drop dead sexy in this. And this issue, this storyline.
Is this the one you let me borrow where the Riddler's the guy at the end?
At the end, yeah.
He's the bad guy?
Hush, yeah.
Oh, cat's out of the bag. Yeah, Hush, this was a good one. You let me borrow this a couple years ago.
Yeah, I actually wanted to show, so here she is. This is when she's got the short hair. And there's a lot of back and forth between her and Batman in this about, what are they together? See here, we got them making out, right? Because these two always had the hots for each other, and they just could never really figure out their relationship. Damn, I should have bookmarked it. And how about Poison Ivy too, for crying out loud? Holy cow, right? Jesus, I forgot. I was thinking about Poison Ivy early on, and I just kind of forgot all about her. But this is a great shot here because you got Batman flanked by the both of them. So I will do a 2-for-1 with here. Catwoman is 1 to 6.
And Poison Ivy, huh?
And Poison Ivy. Yeah, I had another great splash page I wanted to show of Catwoman.
Go ahead, look for it.
Yeah. All right, if you want to do yours while I'm looking for
It's funny he said Catwoman. I'm going to go back to Marvel and go with the cat.
There you go.
Issue number 1. And another sexy favorite, the cat. The Black Cat.
The Black Cat. Here we go.
First appearance of Spider-Man. Issue 194. So the Black Cat is Marvel's version of Catwoman, I think. Yeah. Because she's got a crush on Peter Parker. Right? Spider-Man. Right? Catwoman's got a crush on Bruce Wayne, Batman. So I went with the Black Cat. She's a villain, but she's sexy, she's hot, and she's cool. Even though she's a thief, she's very cool. I also picked Red Sonja.
You have to, right? Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, number 4.
It's Red Sonja.
How long did that series run?
I think this went only about...
Not long, right? 10? Did it go even 10?
I think it went 12 issues. I could be wrong.
I only had like 1 or 2.
It didn't go that far. It's between 10 and 12 issues. I forget.
I need to get more of those.
I have them all.
You do? Yeah, I need to get more. I only have a couple of them. I don't know why. Here's what I was looking for.
It might have went 8. I don't know. I'll find out later. I'm sure you'll tell us in the comments.
There you go. There's Catwoman going against the Huntress. Another hot one, the Huntress. Another good DC one. So yeah, the Catwoman's really cool. All right, so I guess I'll do another. Well, you can't have this list for me without who could probably be my number 1, Diana, otherwise known as Wonder Woman.
Oh,
I mean, come on, Wonder Woman is like a goddess.
I don't have any Wonder Woman comics in my collection.
I don't either, but I have tons of like Justice League oriented, stuff.
I have some Justice League. Yeah, she's in every one of those.
Trying to see if I can get a splash page with just her.
I got about 15 JLAs.
I mean, she's all over this, but
There's one.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah.
She's standing at attention.
She's standing right at attention. There she is. Right, she's all over this, but yeah, here we go. That's what I was looking for. There she is in battle, right? The Amazonian princess. So yeah, had to pick her.
Had to go with Iron Man's squeeze, Madame Mask.
Madame Mask.
So I picked one with her on the cover. Madame Mask for Tony Stark.
Well, him and Matt Murdock got around, huh?
Nice. She was hot, Madame Mask.
She was.
I had to go with the Silver Surfer's love of his life. Go ahead. What's her name?
God.
Starts with an S.
Salabal or something. Shalabal?
Shangri-La.
Shangri-La, not Shangri-La.
Sha-na-na? I don't know. I didn't bother opening and read it.
I think it's Shalabal or something weird like that.
Yeah.
It's
anyway,
some weird name.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I always
Put it in the comments. I'm a comic book geezer, not a comic book guru. That's Kirk.
We always forget her name. You ever notice that? We always forget her name.
Starts with an S.
Yeah, I think it's Shalabal or something like that. Yeah, some weird name.
But
I'm going to forever now call her Shana.
Or Shangri-La. Shana. Shanae. The love of the Silver Surfer's Norrin Rad. I got his name right.
You got his name right, yeah.
The love of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go with her. Yes, of course I had to go with Mary Jane Watson. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mary Jane Watson. The coolest chick, in my opinion, of Marvel Comics. Yeah, she was the coolest chick.
Yep.
She's the party girl. There's no piss and vinegar in this one.
Yeah, she looks great in there.
She's not a complainer.
No, she does not.
Good heart,
Man,
good
that
spirit.
Gwen Stacy, man, complained and cried and whined every
Mary
step
Jane,
of the
I
way.
think, is for me probably the number one Marvel babe for me.
Independent, they did a really good job writing her character, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah,
She turned down Peter Parker the first time he proposed to her
she certainly did.
because she wanted to still play the field.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I said Lady Sif.
No, you have to, right? Yeah.
Lady Sif. And I guess at this point I go with honorable mentions. The love of the life for Prince Namor.
Oh, Lady Dorma. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
She's like royalty. And I said Thunder 2.
Cool.
Honorable mention.
I got one more on my main list.
Okay.
Got to go with Vampirella, man. Gotta go with Vampirella. Gotta have a vampire on this list, and she dresses so hot all the time. I love the way they drew her. Yeah, she's a cool chick.
She's got the hottest costume.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Well, Red Sonja is kind of up there as well, but
Vampirella,
yeah.
I think tops it.
think so. Yeah, you're probably
Sexy
right.
in red.
Yeah. All right.
I also gave honorable mention to the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, good choice.
He's not gonna like this. I gave honorable mention to Gwen Stacy, but she was. I'm going on looks.
Attractive, yes. All right, I'll give you
I'm
that.
going on looks.
I'll give you that.
So that's why I'm giving her honorable mention. And she was already dead when I started reading Spider-Man. Mary Jane was the one in the spotlight.
Classic Romita cover there.
Yeah.
Love that
So
one.
I picked Gwen Stacy as an honorable mention.
You want to pick Mary Jane. You want to pick Mary Jane over her, yeah.
So Gwen Stacy gets honorable mention. I'm also going to give honorable mention to Beverly. Donald the Duck's
that's a great
love
pick.
interest.
I completely forgot about her.
Good call?
Yeah. She's awesome. She is awesome.
Yes.
That's a great call.
Yes.
Damn,
Beverly.
I can't believe I forgot that.
And I also had to pick Betty.
Oh, she's lame.
Betty Ross. As a, honorable mention because she is kind of a love interest for Bruce Banner, and I love the Hulk. She's kind of a goody two-shoes. She's not a bitch.
She's not a bitch, but she's lame.
Yeah. So I give her honorable mention. No piss and vinegar in her.
I like her better as the Harpy, actually.
That's why I picked the Harpy. Because there's no real good shots of her.
No, there isn't. Yeah, on the cover.
There's one from over the 300 issues where her and the Hulk, the Gray Hulk, are sitting there laughing. But I don't like the way they drew her in the 90s. So I went with Betty Ross as an honorable mention. Now I'm going to talk about the Marvel babes I could care less about.
Oh,
Did you pick any of those?
No, but I do want to throw out one. I want to throw out one more honorable mention. Go
ahead.
Tigra.
Okay.
Tigra I thought was really cool and hot looking as well and weird looking. So yeah. So
Now I'm going to go with my I don't care.
yeah, these are what do we call these? The
Least favorites?
the least favorite? No, we call it something else.
Lamos? No.
The lame babes. These
Lame
are
babes.
These are the lame babes. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going with Moondragon. Can't stand her haircut. Bald.
What hair?
That's what I mean. I don't know. She just doesn't do it for me.
I don't like her dialogue either.
Yeah.
Cool powers, I think, but yeah.
I don't know. Moondragon. Not for me. Unless you're dragging her through the mud, then I'll be all for that. No. I could really care less about Kitty Hawk. Not really an X-Men fan. I don't know.
I'm not a huge fan of any of the X-Men ladies, to be honest with you. I didn't pick any of them today.
So I
kind of
picked
left
Kitty
them alone,
Hawk.
but yeah. I guess Storm's okay.
I also picked the Wasp because
Oh.
she's so insignificant.
Oh my
You can't
God.
even find her on this cover.
That's my number one. Yeah, right here.
The Wasp.
Fucking
She's
useless.
full of piss and vinegar.
Ugh.
Right? Now, if you don't know where she is, I'm telling you, she's so insignificant.
She's
there she
all
is
over.
right there.
Yep.
So, I don't know. She doesn't do it for me.
We did a whole episode on characters we hate like 2-3 years ago, and she
was
was
on
like my
that list.
number one, man. Ugh.
Another X-Men I could care less about is Storm.
I don't mind her.
I don't know. I don't know.
People love her and Rogue. A lot of people in the comments are going to pick Rogue, I'm sure. You know who's a cool... Mystique is actually a really cool villain for the X-Men as a female.
But Storm is Thor in a woman's costume. Storm is like Thor, can control the elements.
Not as strong, though, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't find that as an original.
Yeah.
You know, because Thor can do that.
Yep.
If she had other powers, I don't know. But I don't know. Storm, I'm not really a big X-Men fan anyway, but I put Storm as, somebody I could care less about. But again, I'm not an X-Men fan. But I think the fact that Thor can control Mother Nature I think that they should have maybe gave her something different, but I get it. She's a mutant. So she's the female version of Thor, in my opinion. I also have to go with Sue Richards. And on a positive side, honorable mention goes to Ben's girlfriend, Alicia.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You were close.
Alicia. A good heart,
Alicia
good spirit.
Masters. Yeah. Alicia
Good
Masters.
heart. So I give her honorable mention. But for me, I think the ultimate female character is Aunt May. As far as the grandma,
Brilliant pick. I didn't even think of that. Brilliant.
she is the ultimate female comic book character for Marvel Comics.
She was like 105 years old for like 40 years in Marvel Comics. You ever notice that?
And then in the movies, she's like
hot and
5 years
sexy.
older than her nephew, Peter Parker. Come on. That was fucking lame. Somebody commented recently that we don't care for the Marvel Universe. I do like the movies. But when you're going to take Aunt May and make her 35 years old, no. Come on, stick to the books. But Aunt May gets honorable mention as the ultimate motherly grandmother character. She tops the list. Family, home, like home-cooked meals and stuff, whatever. She's all about family, and Stan Lee did a brilliant job with Aunt May in developing this character. I think she gets honorable mention as the top woman motherly figure in Marvel Comics.
May always made her too old. I never understood that. And then they kept her at that same age for like a millennium. But anyway, all right. So cool.
So
good
there
choice.
you have my female babe picks for Marvel Comics.
All right, I have a couple of lame babes before we finish up. So you mentioned the Wasp, who was number one. You mentioned Sue Richards, who I never have a use for. How about Crystal from the Inhumans?
Okay. I was thinking of her also, but I didn't pull
First of all, what kind of power does she have anyway? You never know, because every storyline involving her has to do with who she's dated. Is it
it's either the
Torch or Quicksilver? And once they got past all that, there was no use for her ever, right? Once they got past the whole love triangle thing. So she's useless. And probably my number one most useless lame babe in all of comics is none other than Jane Foster.
Oh, Thor. I was thinking of her also.
She sucks. She's no good. I mean, she whines and cries more than Janet Van Dyke, Janet Pym, the Wasp. I mean, she's just ridiculous. What Thor saw in her, I have no idea. Remember the whole thing where he's trying to choose between Lady Sif and Jane Foster? I'm like, dude, are you nuts?
Yeah, Lady Sif.
There's no choice here.
It's a no-brainer.
Come on, man.
Go with the Asgardian.
What's fucking wrong with you, man? So,
and then he brings her up to Asgard, and Odin's like, what the hell are you doing?
We're going to make her a goddess. No, she's not.
She's immortal.
Send her back to Earth. Send her back, let her go meet some Joe Schmo guy, whatever, and
you can go back with her Thor without your powers if that's the way you want it.
Yeah, exactly. I also picked as another honorable mention besides Tiger, I picked Hela. Goddess of Death. I think she's pretty cool too. Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other DC ones we didn't mention and stuff, but yeah, there's so many good ones, and there's some really
Wasn't
bad
Hela
ones as well.
Marvel against Thor?
Yeah.
You said DC just a second ago.
No, I said there's other DCs.
Oh, other DCs. Gotcha.
Yeah,
right.
there's other DC ones I didn't pick, but like another one. What's the one with the girlfriend of Green Arrow?
Don't know.
She's the chick with the voice thing. What the fuck is her name?
What voice thing?
Black Canary.
Oh,
she's kind of okay. She's kind of okay, I guess. There's a lot of Huntress is pretty cool.
Well, anyway, that concludes our episode of Comic Book Babes. Hope you liked it. Please click the like button if you haven't done so already. We thank you for your subscriptions and your comments. We thank you for being here for Comic Book Geezers. Click the notification bell so you can be kept in the loop every time we have a new video, and share this video with your friends that don't know about Comic Book Geezers. And as always, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time on Comic Book Geezers.
That's right. I am Pete. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And let us know who some of your favorite comic book babes and your lame babes in the comments below, right? So we'll see you real soon here with more stuff. Take care. Bye-bye.